Should I, 31M, let an older ex-coworker, 58M, suck me off for 5 grand? Title pretty much says it all. I'm a straight male and have never had sex for cash, but I'm needing the money after being denied benefits and losing my job. The guy is in his 50s. Worried about what it'll be like afterwards. Advice is appreciated. Get the money up front. You're getting sucked off and getting paid. If it bothers you that he's a dude, make him wear a wig and call him Lucy. For 5 grand, I'd let him do it twice. For 5 grand. PFFT. Let him do it and then take it to the grave. At least he's not asking for the opposite lol. Make sure it is at your place so no camera is installed. And no STD. Cash up front. I would do it if a guy wants to eat my sushi. To me it sounds exploitative on his part, but if you're curious and not super good friends with him, sounds like an easy 5K. However, I'd be worried, since it's such a large amount, that he would try to coerce you on the spot to commit to more, and what if you felt bad and couldn't say no because it's so much? Then it would turn nightmarish pretty quickly. So I guess having a firm boundary could be good. You better nut quick lol. Jesus Christ. I wanna be weirded out by this, but I also wanna say yes skeptical smiley face. This is a messy one. Get the money up front, but yeah, let him do it. I'm not gay, but 5 grand is 5 grand, is all you've gotta say. Let me tell you a story about a friend of my friend's ex. He was riding the train when he felt someone trying to cope a feel. He turned and gave the dude a very nasty look, but this guy says please let me. And offered 500 for a few minutes of touch. The friend did not think twice after accepting. Their circle of friends tease him about it from time to time, but they all agree that they would have accepted it too, without a doubt. If you accept, you might want to take this to the grave, but know that if others were in your position, they would probably lean towards accepting the offer, so they got no right to judge you. Haha, I wouldn't, but then I'm not in your financial situation. Cold sweat smile. You know him better than us. Is he the type to hold this over your head and leverage it for more things afterwards? Are you fully prepared to deal with what's going to happen if people find out? If you can deal with that, do it. I'm a 57-year-old mom, and if I were in your shoes, I'd do it. Just work on not feeling guilty, and make clear to the guy this is a one-off and won't happen again. Should I do it for 500? You said the guy isn't the type to blackmail you after, and he's an ex-coworker, so it's not like you'd have awkwardness at work. Make that bag son lol. In this year of 2020, it would be silly to turn down 5K. Get the money, or at least half up front. It's a win-win. I can't think of many one-time jobs I'd pass on for 5 grand. Hey op. I would think it through carefully and make sure this isn't something you'll regret in the future. Whether you do it or you don't, just know your financial troubles won't last forever. Wishing the best to you. Surprisingly, I'm in the minority here, but dude, have some pride and self-respect. Money is a material possession that comes and goes. Your pride is not, you carry that with you forever. I'd do it, it'd suck, but shit, $5,000. I'd ask for some up front at least. Also, if you're in a relationship, I would make sure it's okay with them first. What a sad life that guy must lead. I wonder if he knows that if he felt more comfortable with who he is, that he could find a man whose dick he could suck for free. Fearful face, unless it's some kink where he gets off because he's paying you or SMTH. Who knows? Get the money first if you do decide to. I'll be your stunt cock for 3.5K. Just saying, id toss Trump's salad for 5K. As long as you're aware that he could well be pleasuring himself at the same time, which means he'll be nutting in your vicinity. How did that even come up in conversation? If he is brazen enough to ask you, then he probably wouldn't be too bothered about talking to other people about it. So I would say only go ahead with it if you are okay with people knowing. To quote a masterpiece in cinema, "Whoa, you sucked my dick, that doesn't make me gay." Money is definitely an object. Personally, I was in a relationship with someone who was a bit too into the idea of sexuality etc. for money, at least for my liking, considering they were very cold and unaffectionate toward me even though I was there. So that kind of fucked me up and soured my view on money for any kind of sexual thing, especially from a position of power. You do whatever you believe in and don't let anyone's opinion be confused for your own. 5K, huh? I wouldn't, but you can think of it like walking a tightrope. Don't look down and get it done. I'm straight ASL, but if he offered me 15 grand, I'd fuck him too. A bag is a bag and a hole is a hole. Man shrugging. Medium dark skin tone. It's a story you can tell in the future for entertainment. 100K. Don't sell yourself short. Just like I'd say if you were a woman, if you are uncomfortable with it, don't do it. If you think it doesn't make you uncomfortable enough for it to not be worth it for you, then do it. You may need the money, but if you really don't want to do it, you shouldn't force yourself. Just be careful, like others have said, try to get the money up front so you aren't scammed. If you really need the money, I won't be the person judging you if you do it. Get the money up front and ask for a full panel STD test. Yep. No. Your dignity should be worth more than that. 5 grand is 5 grand flushed. But obviously some things to consider: make sure the money is legit, get it up front and check all of it. Also, would not recommend going to his house or inviting him to yours. Last thing, set boundaries and I'd recommend a condom. Condoms should always be used for oral sex, that's why they make flavored condoms. Laughing my ass off. Anyone reading, never use those for penetrative sex. Strictly oral. 5 grand. There's no way this is real. I mean, you also have to consider the fact that he's offering you money to suck you off. Does the risk outweigh the benefit? How can you be sure that he doesn't have an STD that you can get? Many can infect the mouth or throat and be transmitted to genitalia through oral. 5K to let a dude blow you? That's an easy yes as long as you don't have to let your friends know. Just close your eyes and picture it's a chick. I'm straight, but 5K is a lot of money for not having to take something up your butt. Wouldn't be my thing, but hey, if you can live with it, then I'd want to see the cash up front. Have a counterfeit pen to check each bill, make sure it's not being recorded, and make sure you can live with whatever consequences may arise from this. Wild. Hell, I would. Just make sure he's got cash up front. Honestly, this guy might have some kind of cash fetish. You could have him get there with the money, get the money from him, and as long as he has access to an ATM or some funding, you could having him start blowing you in a few minutes or seconds. IDK how long it takes, you could pull out and say he needs to give you more if he wants the treat at the end, sweat droplets. He probably would love the humiliation of that. Having to put clothes back on and go to the ATM, knowing you're rock hard waiting for him. Anyways, just a thought. You could ask for an additional $500 to $1,000, whatever amount. This thread is proof that this subreddit is awful at giving advice. Yup. Get the dollar first. It's a blowjob. There is nothing wrong if it's from a guy or girl. No worries if you say no homo. I'd probably negotiate higher. Bet he will end up sucking your balls cuz he ain't got the 5K. I'm surprised you have to think about it. Just don't expect 5 grand the second time. Bro, if you don't do it, give me his number. $5,000 is $5,000 and this dick won't suck itself.